Hi, it's Mitz from My Life Mitz. Thank you so much for being here. Today I want to do a voiceover just introducing myself and my background to you while I journal in my December daily. I know there are some new subscribers here and some new people that have just kind of recently followed, and I just thought it would be interesting to share with you my story or where I'm from. So I'm originally from Canada. I've lived there most of my life. I moved to Japan several years ago. I moved here because of my husband's job. Once we got married, my husband was looking for a job, and he found one in Japan. So we are like, oh, let's go for it. Let's move to Japan and see how it goes. And to be honest with you, he was not expecting to be here in Japan during the Olympics. The Olympics were actually supposed to be held this year, 2020, and I remember when we first moved here, he's like, oh no, this is just a temporary thing. We're only going to be here for a couple of years and then we're going to go back to Canada. And I'm like, are you sure about that? I don't know. I just have this feeling that we're going to be here a little bit longer. So yes, we are still here in Japan. We're just kind of going with the flow and just taking it as it is. What do I do for work is another question that I get or that I've received in the past. I run a monthly stationery subscription box, and it is called the Stationery Selection. I will leave it linked down below, but yes, I think I talk about it in my videos, but I guess it's not very clear. Because I do get this question or I get comments from people like, oh, I had no idea that you are the person running the stationery selection box. So yes, I don't know, I moved, so like I said, I'm originally from Canada, and I was never really into stationery until I actually physically moved to Japan. I would visit Japan once in a while, and I would always enjoy the products here, but I started to truly appreciate the stationery goods and just the products themselves once I actually physically moved here. And I picked up just a standard like campus notebook or something, and the quality was totally different from back home in Canada. And I think it's different now. It's the stage. I'm assuming that it's different now in Canada or in North America. The items are a little bit different in the office supply stores, but back when I was there, it was totally different. And I remember talking to my husband about it, and I thought, I've seen stationery subscription boxes available, but they were more for the kawaii theme or cutesy theme. There's a lot of those really great ones out there, but I haven't really seen one that's more based on like just simple classic and good quality stationery stuff and from good quality stationery brands. So I was talking to my husband, he's like, why not just go for it? And so we did. And I started off with just 20 boxes, and it sold out, and then it just kind of grew from there. The beginning was very tough in the sense that I had tough time juggling motherhood and being at home and having this work that I needed to do. I think we opened up the store or the business when my daughter was not even 1 year old. That means my son was 2, and so yeah, having young kids, you know what it's like. It's very difficult, and I I don't believe, yeah, my daughter was not accepted to daycare at that time. My son did get accepted in during the middle of it, but anyways, it was just a really difficult time. But I was so thankful, so very thankful, and I still am so appreciative for the work that I'm able to do. It's a lot of work, and but I'm so happy to be doing this, and I absolutely love stationery. So this is my real, like, true dream job, and I cannot express how appreciative I am and how much I'm having fun doing it. And I wish I hope to continue to do this for as long as I can, because I'm just having a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know, I don't want to get too much into the details of business, but if you are curious and you want me to talk more about it, I can of course discuss more about that. Life in Japan was difficult in the beginning. I still find it difficult in the sense of the language barrier. I need to spend some time for myself to learn how to read and write Japanese. And I get around with it because my husband is Japanese, so he does a lot of the paperwork. And I don't know why there's just so much paperwork um, in such a high-tech world and society in Japan. There's just so much paperwork, and I just don't understand. So I'm appreciative that he takes care of that. But I feel a little bad at the same time because I want to be on top of things and not being able to read the documents from school and things like that. I'll use the Google Translate on my phone, but it's just not the same. So in that sense, in terms of language, I do struggle a little bit. I can get around with just basic Japanese speaking skills, and everybody is usually pretty nice. They do get a little confused because I physically look Japanese, and then, especially at the doctor's office, and I say, "I'm sorry, I cannot read this," and they're like, "What?" But I mean, they don't say that, but they just look a little puzzled, and then of course they help me out with like filling out the forms. I usually have to take out my phone where my address is. I get nervous having to write in kanji or in the Japanese characters. Even though I know my address, I just get all nervous and then I climb up and my mind gets all blank. But other than that, I also I miss very much the food of back home, and it's very multicultural where I'm from. And a lot of the food here, it's not that hard to find, but I think that it's very like they adjust the tastes or adjust the flavoring to more like the Japanese population, which I understand because we're in Japan. But like especially Greek food, I still miss it so much, and I cannot. I mean, maybe if I travel into Tokyo, but that's just not something I want to do at this time. We moved to Tokyo this year, so we haven't really been able to explore it much because of the pandemic, and I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna wait it out until it's a lot more safe to go out. I don't feel like it's necessary to go into Tokyo just for Greek food. But yeah, I do miss the food once in a while. I but I'm okay. I guess I could cook it if I really wanted to. My husband used to make the souvlaki with the tzatziki sauce, and I don't know why we haven't actually done that recently. I think I'm going to bring that up. My husband is a great cook, and I'm so thankful because I'm horrible at cooking. I find it's not so much a chore, it's the cleanup afterwards, and I get so tired at the end of the day. It's like, oh no, now I have to cook a nice healthy meal for my family, and I'm just exhausted. But I love to eat. I love to eat very, very much, and the food here is very good. I find the desserts exceptionally nice here because I'm not a huge sweets. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I am a huge sweets person, but I don't like it when it's too sweet, and I find the desserts here are very nicely flavored and there's not too much sugar, and it's just really nice. But yeah, I really like to eat. I just need to get better with my cooking skills. I can cook basic things, and I just feel like my husband is so much better at cooking than I am. I don't know what else is there. I don't know if you have other questions. If you do have other questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. I know there's just some new watchers or new viewers, sorry, subscribers here. So if there's something that you want to learn about me, I would love to answer your questions. At the time, I actually really enjoy living in Japan. It's very, very safe. It's safe for my kids, and it's very common to let your kids walk to school or go to school by themselves, starting from primary school age. So I guess from 6 years old, it's very common for the kids to just walk to school by themselves, and that's so unheard of from where I'm from. It's usually you drop your kids off and by car or by walking, and it's so different here. You just it's very they allow the kids to be independent, and a lot of the times they allow the kids to go out to the shop, like the corner shops, by themselves to pick up whatever you need. And I like that the society here is accepting of that. Not accepting. What's the word I'm looking for? Encourages. I'm glad that the society encourages the independence at a young age. I still worry though. I worry very, very much. Thankfully, my son's school is very close, so I don't have to worry too much about. Because some kids actually take the train, and they take several trains or buses to their school, and oh, I would worry so much about that. Like my heart would just drop. I don't think I could do that, but he's within walking distance. So I think in the beginning though, I will still kind of maybe walk with him halfway or something. Maybe I'll walk with him until the corner and then I can see him. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but I cannot. I don't know. I would just worry so much. But I do appreciate the independence that they have here with the younger kids, and I appreciate my daycare that I have. They provide really nutritious meals for the kids. They send to us home every month a nicely written out meal plan with all the ingredients, even down to like the garnishes and everything, with all the calories and the energies and the protein. Like they measure it out and is very detailed, and I'm really appreciative of that, because if they were to be at home, I don't know what kind of food I would be giving. I mean, I would give them good food, but the variety is just, I cannot compare to what's available at the daycare. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed listening to my story a little bit. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below and I'll answer them in the coming videos. I did film a 2020 planner, like end of year planner setup, and I will be setting that up soon, or I'll be editing that up soon, and I think that's it for now. I always appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you so very much. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.